Hello again guys, and welcome back to another episode of Queensland Abandoned Mines. Ebenezer with you as always. We hope everyone's doing really well. This is one of the most significant episodes I'm yet to share with the channel, just in terms of my personal journey and my obsession with searching for coal mines. Now, you're probably a little bit surprised to see us back out on the Burrum Coal Fields. Last month's episode was just a bit of an update when we were going back through some of our old archive videos, and we realised that our representation and filming some of the earlier Barham ones left a lot to be desired. We wanted to share with you an episode just solely based around Barham number 7 and the beautiful smokestack that's still there, as well as share with you a little bit more of the history and what was going underground, because the first time we filmed it we really had no idea what was down there. Now, I won't give too much away because I do a bit of a secondary intro video once the episode gets going, but we've been able to get our hands on a very comprehensive map of the entire Burrum Coal Fields. We've been able to digitise it, and then we've been able to send those and extrapolate that data and send it to our GPS equipment. And we're now armed with, I think, over 90 different points of interest in the state park of old portals, main shafts, air shafts, and a lot of other stuff that we can now just methodically work through and tick off. Now, this was a really important episode for me. You guys know that I've been searching for coal mines for well over 2 years. Now, it was quite a significant day for a few reasons. First off being that you need to come back and join us next month, because by then we would have roped into the first ever opening to a coal mine and down to the coal seam that we've ever found. It's an open shaft way out in the bush out behind number 7. And the second thing is maybe a couple of corrections just so you guys can understand what's going on in the video. We've actually found a colliery called the Woodhill Colliery, which we never actually knew that there was anything so far out in the bush, so we didn't push through any further and found a little bit of the equipment. And we found 2 enormous hoppers, so I'm just sharing you a photo of where I think the origins of these hoppers may have come from. Now, the only time I've ever seen a hopper like that is at a place in New South Wales called the Red Rock Copper Mine. I might actually just chuck up a few seconds of footage so you can see it's clearly a truck loading hopper. Now, we do believe that the hoppers that we found on this particular day may have been these 2 hoppers in the picture that's actually from number 12. So you know that the coal mining started in the late 1860s in Barham and had a history of well over 100 years, but there was only really number 12 that used electric and diesel mining, and they're the really only mine that would have had this kind of substantial sort of loading setup. Here is another photo of the Woodhill Colliery. Now, this is very early 1900s, and just wanted to share with you firstly just the picture of this boiler, and secondly the location of this main shaft. Now, it wasn't until I'd actually gotten home later the night that I explored this day that I could actually piece together that both the main shaft and the boiler were still actually sitting in the exact same location as in this picture, which I just thought was super cool. And on to the last photo we'll share of you before we get the episode rocking and rolling. Here's a photo of the Quentin Colliery, and just want to zoom in. I know it's a very blurry photo. This is very early 1900s. And have a look at this beautiful old boiler facing to the west with its flume sticking up. I was actually able to locate this in this episode along with another boiler that was sitting there, which I believe is under the shed there. And again, both of these bits of equipment were sitting in the exact same position that they are in this beautiful historic photo. So a special one for us. Please make sure after you've watched this you tune back in next month, because you may very well see us enter the shaft and down into the coal workings below. But for now guys, sit back and we hope you enjoyed today's episode. G'day guys, exciting morning this morning. If you're watching this, you've probably just watched the last 30 minutes of the episode we filmed only 2 days ago, and we're on to something big. Blake's been down at the National Library, and what we do when we explore abandoned mines, we try our best to get some of the underground maps, and we try and actually overlay them and actually line them up to some landmarks. So for example, what we've just uncovered is a map from 1980. It's a survey of the entire Burrum Coal Fields, all the way from number 15, all the way down near Aldershot. And what we're able to do is we're actually able to overlay the chimney at number 7 with the original hoist house or the engine house at number 12. And we've got GPS coordinates now from all the way from number 15 all the way to the other side of the State Forrest. So on Friday was the first explore out this way in 2 years, but this has just given us a new lease on life, and I am absolutely pumped. So the first working that we've got is only about 20 metres behind my head. It's showing as an unremediated shaft in 1980. We've now been able to filter out all of the portals, all of the air shafts, all of the main shafts. I'm slowly going to work from the northwestern side all the way down through the State Forest down to the southeast and literally tick off every single air shaft, portal, decline, main shaft that's on the map. And obviously the further we get away from the roads, the higher the chance is. So looking forward to today. It's 35 degrees today. It's Sunday the 19th of February 2023, and I've put together around about half a dozen unremediated portals or air shafts that we're going to go and look for. And as you can see, we're already sitting on an old drill site, which means we're already on to a good start. So if you haven't seen any earlier videos, then maybe consider jumping back a couple of years and you'll see the Begowan and Torben Lee mines. And remember guys, the first ever episode of Queensland Abandoned Mines was me thinking that I was going to get underground at the site of the 1900s mines disaster, which killed 5 underground miners in a coal explosion in the year 1900. Those 5 miners actually managed to get up above ground. They loaded them into a train and tried to get them to Maryborough Hospital, and very sadly they passed away. So rest in peace to those boys. But we've never given up. Still haven't given up. And today's just another chapter, or I should say last Friday was another chapter in the exploration for coal mines. So being that we're in a town of around about 50,000 people, all locations will remain completely secret. Otherwise the council, if we do find anything, will be out here with the department sealing stuff up with bulldozers. We don't want that. And if you're seeing this, then the exploration has completely finished. And look, I probably anticipate that it's going to take me the entire winter to get it done. So apologise in advance for the long episode. This is going to be a big one, guys. Let's get hunting. All right, location number 1. You can see my little forward drive through the bush there, and the remnants of the entire side of a huge boiler. It'd probably be about 3.5 to 4 metres long. I think the coolest thing about today is, because we're going to be walking past the actual mines, I think we're going to see heaps of cool stuff. Look at this. Air compressor pipe, the old rail that would have linked all these mines together. Look at the bend in that. Old drum sitting there rustling away. Alright, so right now we're going to trek to the Quentin Colliery and see if we can not find the old portal there, and there's meant to be a shaft down there. Again, the further bush we go, the high hopes we've got that the bulldozers didn't come out this way, or Mother Nature hasn't completely obliterated it. This looks like it's pretty smooth sailing as far as open bush goes, so this should be a pretty quick hike. We'll see we're getting a bit closer. Alright, been trekking for about half an hour now. Really desperately trying to pick up a road. I think I can see one. So this is meant to be us approaching onto the air shaft. So I've got my eyes peeled for obviously snakes, but mullock. Again, it's 35. Garmin's telling me it's 38 on my wrist thermometer, which is just under the bezel of my watch. So I've got to keep my GoPro recording fairly short because it keeps powering off. Alright, I can see a little mound. In case you're wondering where we are, guys, the number 7 workings are still under our feet. Been walking now for half an hour. Alright, here's the air shaft. Oh, is it open? Is it open? Holy shit! Holy shit, guys! Holy shit! I finally found an open coal mine. Holy shit, that's down to the first seam. Wow! There's a big pipe running down there. Yes! This has just changed the game, guys. Look at that. Giddy up. Let's find the portal. Shit, yeah. Zoom in on it. There's a brown snake down there. Two snakes down there. I'll try and come around so you can see them. Oh my God, guys. We finally found a coal mine that's protected by brown snakes. I think I'm going to have to get down there and have a look, but I'm not going down there. Never enter workings by yourself. We're only an hour from civilization. Shit, yeah, this is so exciting. Alright, thought I'd give you guys a bit of a jet of the big torch. So down there, guys, there's definitely a drive, but there is also 2 snakes down there. And then check out the size of this drive, running back to the south. Oh man. Just down in there behind that big timber. We'll need rope to get back down there. Holy shit, guys, let's go check out the portal. This is amazing. Alright, so there's 3 brown snakes down there, guys. Only little ones, probably only maybe the length of my arm. If that timber breaks, got no way back up. We got rules that we live by in terms of exploring abandoned mines. Holy shit. If I had to guess, guys, I'd say this whole thing was bulldozed, the shape of this mound. And look at all the collar here. I'd say the flooding has actually drained this like a plug. Because look at all this. It's definitely had water running it, but it's bone dry. That is an entry into Begowan number 7. Let's find some more. Yes. I don't think you know what this means, guys. This is a very important day for old Ebenezer. Let's see if the portal's open, hey? Let's go. Alright, so right around here should be the portal, guys. Holy smokes. I am absolutely buzzing. Here's the portal, the remnants of it. Has it been bulldozed? Oh wow. More Campbell's bricks. Hang on, I can see a bit of a mound over the back here. Hang on, I've got another mound here. The beautiful thing about this, guys, is our maps are out by 1 metre. 1 metre. That's how far that air shaft is out. So we need to shift our maps by 1 metre. And we've been able to overlay 42-year-old maps. I'm pretty proud of that. Actually, Blake's done it all. There's just here. If it's a shaft and not a portal and the map's wrong, we're going to fall down it. I've now seen 3 snakes down a shaft, and I've heard about 10 rustling by my feet. What that means, guys, because we're all about the safety, we're heading back to our cars. There's another one. Shit. Could be a lizard, I guess. We're heading back to the car and calling it a day because we need to come back here. Cooler weather. That. Pipe sitting there. Cooler weather with gators. Here's what I said would be so cool at the start of the video. The portal's in there somewhere. But to try and get it, I was following these spur lines from the south of it, because I assume that's where the rails would have gone to dip into the adit. Look at this. Now, normally those pivot points would mean this is part of an aerial tramway, not normal rail lines. So I've gone way off track. This is cool. I'll get a photo of that. Look at the size of this mullet, guys. This is cool. All right. So I've just completed a full loop of that big mullock. It's probably about 5 metres high. No adit that I can see. Still seeing some bricks on the floor. If I did find an opening here, air or adit, it is absolutely not on the maps at all. That'd be the find of the century. All right, let's go back and have a look at one that is on the maps. All right, just when I thought I'd found a big portal the last time, sorry, a big mullock, this is the big one. This is a monster. I'll try and cut up and over it, because the portal should be the other side of it, at the base of it. Oh man, can you hear the excitement in my voice? Ow. Ow, spiders everywhere. More Campbell's bricks. It's actually really pretty through here. We should be really close to the adit. This is one of the most remote ones. Oi! Yes!
steam boiler. Oh yes, 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 yes. Look at this. Look at that. Man, we're in the middle of nowhere. I might be the first person to see this for a very long time. Holy shit. I reckon the portal's still going to be open. Look at this. I've got to tell you guys what I'm feeling right now. After 2 years with 90% of emissions just ending in absolutely nothing, this here right now, this is worth it. This is super old equipment, guys. This is awesome. Well, if this is still here, this is untouched. The mullock is massive. The air shaft is open, most recently pushed open from floodwaters. I'm going to stop and get some photos, and I don't care how thick the bush gets, guys. I'm going to find the adit. Obviously today, if I do find it won't be pushing underground, you guys know that we've got some safety guidelines that we stick by here at QAM. But as I've said earlier on today, this is going to be one enormous episode. So granted, you might have to pause it. This might end up being a 3, 4, 5 hour journey, who knows. This is cool. I've just crisscrossed the whole way through this lantana for 1 hour. Without checking my phone, and then I realised just before I put my phone away I didn't update my GPS pin. I can't film much today, guys, so this is going to seem like a really short adventure. GoPro keeps overheating. This should be the adit. Has to be the adit. Looks like there's a cutting. I'm so convinced that this will be open, guys, after 2 years of exploring. Oh, look at this. Look at this, look at this, look at this. This is definitely it. That's it in there. Do I come back and dig? I'll do a lap first. Man, this lantana's out of control. And here's another little cutting. This is where the mines would be, and these little undulations. More clues. We are so far away from where it should be now though, guys, that if we find this one's not even named. Oh. That's pretty cool though, hey? Big bit of rail sticking up. Is that to mark the old portal, I wonder? Maybe. What is this? What the hell? This isn't even on the maps. Alrighty gang, we have found it. It is indeed collapsed. I'll show you what we got. Where is it? Right, it's a little air shaft over there. Oh, here we go. Where are we? Hands are bleeding from all the bloody lantana. I'm absolutely hammered. Things we do, eh? Right, see this little depression in the ground here, guys? Just there where my hand is. You can actually follow it the whole way through. I would say that is where the old tunnel is, guys. Gone as far that way, and even if we could find it, it's collapsed anyway. That's a good probably 4 to 5 feet, and that's how big the seam was. That log looks like a pretty good spot to stop and eat. I've got to have some sugar, have some water, charge the batteries, and walk an hour and a half out of here. And I'll walk back a different way in case I find more mystery workings. For me, today's been game changing. Looking at that big shaft, it's only about, probably only about 8 to 10 meters deep, but it looks like it goes down there. And I'd say it does, because if all of that If all of that collar material is slumped in and it's no longer there, that means it's pushed out into the seam when it's filled with water. I'll be back with company, back with a harness, back with ropes, back with a new gas meter, because my current gas meter has a faulty CO meter. Alright, see you guys in a sec. Oh, who remembers, I hope we got some followers that have watched every episode. We remember them because we edit them all. Who remembers the velodrome of Lantana? It was the Queensland oldest gold mines, 1861. It was down near the New South Wales Queensland border. I've just ploughed through that. Started filming because I got my first clue. No mullock, no nothing. No little water diversion, berms, no rail line. Then this. Old pipe. And this bit of steel, who knows what that is. Actually too, I see these around the mine sites. See that? Looks like a conglomerate rock. I actually think it's the mullock that might have caught fire and sort of re-solidified under the heat. I saw some huge chunks of it near number 10. Oh. It's really rough when you've got to carve your own path, guys. Oh, we've got a depression in the ground. Bricks. We actually have some clues. Oi. What is going on here? Oh, just a few years too late by the look of it. I can see the ribs through there, so this is actually a shaft I'm sitting on. I should get out of here. Oh, probably shouldn't have done that. Adrenaline got the better of me. Oh, spotted something in the bush, started recording for you. I'm going to be right on top of another air shaft. Got some milled timbers in there. Oh, what do we got here? Some old bricks. What have we got here? Beautiful old boiler. I can tell you guys, this one's definitely completely lost. No one's been here for so long. No one's had a need to. Oh, that's cool. Check that out. 1900 steam boiler. This will probably only be here for another 10 or 15 years. Alright, we could be close to some workings. Got to be careful. Alright, here we go, guys. We are at the Victory East mine. This is a absolute monster. So just to give you guys an idea of the workings, you're going to see a really cool old poppet head here that you've seen back in another one of our episodes. This is so overgrown compared to when I was here a few years ago. So up here just to the left there's some big concrete winding blocks, and then there's definitely the remnants of an old white ant riddled poppet head. It's really cool. But now that we've got the new maps, and because we're in the central part of the map, Burrum number 12 is down that way, probably around about 1.5 kilometres. Where we started today, beyond number 7. Oh, here's this poppet head. This is really cool. You can see some of the supports have actually sunken down. It's no longer level. Wow, it's really overgrown. Where we were, we found that open shaft was way out behind number 7, and then sort of in the middle of the cluster, you've got the Newfield Colliery, the famous Jubilee shaft, and then you've actually got a series of the Victory portals. They're miles away, like they're probably 2.5 k's away. The workings are that extensive, they run under our feet. And there's another portal just off the bush here called the Victory East. We're going to try and find. It all links together. So again, the concrete blocks are around here somewhere. But again, we've seen those, so we'll just charge ahead to where we think the portal is. I was trying to get around the back, guys. I remember from last time. Really weird. Top strata of the grounds is sinking. Look at that. Whoa. I remember it from last time. I did a lap around the poppet head. But this anyway, guys, this is the Victory East decline. right there. That's all that's left of it. Let's get back on this little rail corridor and head up this way. We're going to try and find the Burrum Colliery. Oh man, this bums me out. There's just no excuses for this. I was thinking something, guys, from Friday. If anyone watches this and lives in Hervey Bay and would like to meet up, maybe I can ask permission from the Fraser Coast Council if they let us do some free tip runs. If we can get some bodies together and then go clean up the number 7 site. There's so much rubbish there, and I reckon if we had maybe 10 or 12 hands, I reckon we could smash out in a day. And then see what we can do to maybe propose. In terms of what's left, that's definitely one of the most substantial sites for the Burrum Coal Fields. All right, we're coming up to the Burrum Colliery, guys. It's as far as I got last time. You can see the big impeller wheel, part of a turbine housing. That's as far as I got. And this looks like a portal from memory last time, or a shaft. What's going on here? Say it would have been, but anyway, we're going further into the bush. I'll show you this just in case you haven't seen my earlier videos. That's the big housing and the blockworks for the boilers, and here's the big impeller. So coal would have generated steam, would have sat in that housing, and then right where you see someone's actually probably come in, there would have been a big drive shaft there. All right, well, it was a pretty hectic bush. Got to get my maps out. Holy smokes, just as I'm about to change my GoPro battery, guys, I found something massive. This is the biggest structure I found in the bush yet. What do we have here? And what did I say about today? The fact that we know that we're going on to not just doing crazy grids. Wowee. Holy smokes. Wow. Well, you can tell by the shape of them, guys, these would have had to sit up above the rail lines, and you can see the reinforcement strips down the bottom, and they've actually used, they reused a lot of the old mine parts, but they're actually ore cart tracks below. Not all this stuff though. There's like 1/2-inch steel. But these would have had to sit up above the rail lines. They would have tipped all the coal into that, and they would have loaded the carts below. Wowee. And again, guys, if you've been watching the last couple of adventures, you'd probably pick up that this could be part of a poppet head, or at least some sort of hoist because of these big bolts. There's another one sitting in here. I've just realised this thing's just sort of sitting precariously, so I better be careful. Wow, guys. It looks like we may have had some damage on this one, and they had to reline it with timbers possibly, because those timbers are actually bolted on, they're not just jammed in there. So that meant it might have been when they wore out this chute completely and they were trying to feed it into a smaller chute. Who knows? We could only guess. I'll stop and get some photos of this. This is cool. Definitely remnants of a poppet head sit here somewhere, guys, because check this out. I'd say we're sitting above a main shaft somewhere, because look, especially if you guys have been with me since the start of this video, this is a hoist. Look, there's one side, there's the other, there's the notches for the cross supports, and here actually are the cross supports. Hey, this is cool. So maybe this is the structure. Trying to gauge how far apart they are. Let's see if we can piece this together, hey? How far apart these are is roughly the same span as these. And see how heavy these are thicker than telegraph poles. Look at that. They're massive. Well, I'm excited for the Burrum Colliery. Ow! All right, let's keep trekking, guys. We're not even there yet. I just got to stop and swap GoPro batteries and get a few photos of this. Went to change my battery, guys, and spotted something else in the bush. There's too much going on. I haven't checked my maps for a good 5 minutes. Wow. Oh, wow. Old winding wheel there. I've seen these on the rail lines. Normally these are a stop at the end of a rail line, at the end of a spur line. There is just stuff everywhere, guys. I think this might be a really lost coal mine that no one has been to for such a long time. I've got stuff everywhere. This has been the highlight of the day. It's another one of those. See if I can't Google that when I get home. Wowee. Everywhere you look. These old timbers with a bolt. Here's another one of these things. Shit. Oh wow. Oh wow. So they're all cars. Enormous. How heavy the gauge of rail would have to be to span those. That's massive. That's welded though. That's weird. Still picking up on the clues. Got this rail cutting through here. If we can find one of those at the bottom of the mullock, that's going to be an awesome sign. That would be the portal. This has been the highlight of the day, guys. We found more today than we have in 2 full years of exploring. This is sensational. Those hoppers were amazing, those massive ore carts. So cool. We've got a few options to head back and grab our harnesses in the coming weeks. We definitely won't leave it too long. Jump down there and hopefully that shaft that you saw today intercepts the coal seam. Whew. What do we just say? If we saw rails at the bottom of the mullock, that would be a good sign. Here's rails at the bottom of the mullock. This is hard work through here, shit. I'd say this is it. I'd say this could be it, guys, unfortunately. Maybe. I'll check Mr. Maps again. I can see little bits of disturbed earth though everywhere around me. Oh, systems check, is everything still plugged in? Yeah. Alright, unfortunately guys, that looks to be it. Right where we are now, it says we're standing on the Brooklyn Tunnel. And I can't see any tunnels. Oh. Milled timbers. It should be right here. Can we make anything out of that? That's too skinny to fit those big ore carts through. Oh, there's more rail sticking out of this little guy. It's the second last explore for today, guys, and again this could be like a 50-hour video the way I've gone today. Who knows? Oh boy. Oh, hang on, we got a subsidence here. This is definitely it. This is definitely it. Remember what I told you about the last one? Normally means the tunnels would be under here. And they've all slipped in, unfortunately. But this is the Woodhill Colliery portal, main portal. It'll be right through here, unfortunately. And we could always come back and just dig out one of the corners of it, because technically that could keep going. I'll stop and get some photos of this, guys, and we'll keep trekking. We've got an air shaft to check out, and again, guys, all of the workings under my feet from here to the Victory East, which is over that way, all the way over to the Jubilee shaft that now has a massive fig tree growing on it. You got the main Victory collieries right up near the wastewater treatment plant, right over through the field past the Newfield mines, and then right over to Begowan number 7. All of the coal seam underneath there has all been worked. 80 years of mining, and they were going for it. All right, this is the last mound of the day. This is meant to be the air shaft. Right, we've got quite a bit going on here. Got those old aggregate bricks. Yep. That actually looks like the side of a portal. Oh yeah, here we go. Got that really old conglomerate. We're onto something here. What do we got here? Mound to nothing. Now, I have to turn the lights on soon. There's that big mound. There's that big bunch of bricks just here. I've got some more bricks just here. A lot of clues. Where are the workings, I wonder? Looking for the air shaft. Yeah, this one's a tricky one. With how far out we are. A lot of bricks, 2 different mounds. This is where it's meant to be. More bricks here. I've got that really old conglomerate cement they used. This looks like it's a big operation. Oh, there we go. That's not going to be open. Oh, cool. There we go. That was timber collared. Look at that. They're kind of similar to the first one, guys. Imagine if the levels down there are pretty large when they get down to the coal seam. When it floods, if too much water pressure sits on here, pretty much just drops it. I follow a Facebook page about mines in Victoria, and 3 or 4 have opened up in their huge floods last year. Really impressive photos. Got all kinds of stuff that they've pushed in there. As you probably know, guys, never ever ever step foot in a depression when you're around old mine sites. Yeah, this would have been collared all the way to the top. That's cool. This one's lost forever. Well, that's a wrap for today, guys. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to make this one monster video. So I won't say goodbye. I'll just say see you at the next location. Oh man, I'm still going. Looking for the Woodhill air shaft. I've checked the southern workings for any evidence. Now I do believe I'm at the north end of it. I can't see anything. Super weird. Alright, here's some evidence. Let's follow this, hey? Hard thing is, guys, this is hip high grass. And my hamstrings are shot. So trying to lift them up to get it through it is a chore. It should be just in here. Obviously, searching for an air shaft in waist deep grass is definitely not something that I advise. I don't think there's anything here, guys. Alright, see you guys on the next one. Alright, I was about to give up. Holy crap. I'd say that's it. I can see dark shadows through here. That's right where the pin is, guys. In there. I'd say that is all that's left of the air shaft. Yeah, it's slumped in a little bit after they've filled it. Alright. See you guys at the next site.
Alrighty guys, that's a wrap from Queensland Abandoned Mines for another month, and we really hope you can come back and join us next week as we jump down that shaft and see what's down there. The Burrum Coal Fields was a very heavily contested land debate for quite some time. There's obviously a lot of the focus over to the northwest with the Rankin family having some great success for the Howard Colliery Company. That's I think where number 15 was the most productive during those earlier years, and the discovery of coal in the Burrum Coal Field was quite complex. At one stage there was even a company that started using some government subsidies to go out and drill as far northeast as Urangan. And I think everything was spun on its head where, I actually can't remember the guy's name, but 6 kilometres from where they thought the coal seam finished, someone found a nugget of coal outcropping in their backyard, and that just changed absolutely everything. You could see that we visited the Quentin mine in today's episode. That was actually heavily contested ground because a lot of the collieries that were having a lot of deep shafts and a lot of working, the Dunstan and Belfield and number 15, all of the mines over to the northwest, and then there was a huge discovery of the coal seam right over at the Dunstan colliery, which sits up above the Churchill series of mines. And then of course they hit the deposit and the major seam at number 7, which ended up producing over 1 million tonnes of Burrum black coking coal. And the Quentin Colliery sits a little bit to the west of that, so they were onto quite a large seam as well. And as you probably know, if you know your Fraser Coast coal history, Burgowan Colliery number 20 that came in with its electric mining and diesel mining, they actually outproduced the lot, and they're actually the last to close, and effectively put a seal on the history that was the Burrum Coal Fields. It spans all the way back to the late 1860s. So guys, please come back and join us next month as we jump down that open shaft and see if we can get into the coal seam below. That particular mine was meant to be a solitary tunnel that was worked over 15 years, so we are really pumped up about what could be down there, and we'll soon find out. And if you watch today's episode, or if you join us next month, or really for any episode, please make sure you're not inspired to go and jump down a coal mine. They even went operational in one of the most dangerous places on earth. We've been doing this a few years, and there's a lot of training that we have to do in terms of confined spaces training. I guess the main thing though is actually having the specialised and calibrated equipment to make sure you can detect and know how to use the equipment for detecting dangerous atmospheres. Probably the most important thing though is something goes wrong, you need the skills and the rope access to be able to get out of a mine if something goes wrong, and you need the according safety plan as well before you even think about entering an abandoned mine. So a message from QAM, we do hope you enjoy our episodes, but we also hope that you stay out of abandoned mines and stay alive. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Alrighty guys, this may be one of the biggest anticlimaxes we've ever had on the channel, but we can't show you any more of this adventure. Came to a pretty abrupt end. Yes, we got to the bottom of the mine. No, we can't show it, and no, we will not be going back out to that area. Can't say too much. I'll just say that there's 3 people that go to the areas that we do. One is the prospectors that sink the shafts or look for the minerals. The second is people like us that are chasing the history, and the third kind of people are the people that you don't want to run out into the bush, that are sometimes not expecting people like us to be out that way. So that's about all we can say, guys. We'll show you a little bit of footage, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Just realised I cut a straight line through the bush, shaft, shaft. So what I've decided to do is just keep slicing through the bush, and every time I see an undulation, this bush is really good because you can see through the trees. There's another undulation here. Looks like it could be another shaft. This one looks bigger. Recreate what goes through in your mind, guys. When you're walking up here and you see that, your heart stops. And as soon as you start to see burden down there, your heart just sinks. All right, third shaft. Found a shaft the other day. Definitely not stepping down there. Let's keep on this same angle. See if we can't find any more, eh? I do need to stress, literally, don't try this at home. That's for all of our neighbours out Howard Way. And then some of the comments in the past have been, I won't, especially if I don't really have a mine in my backyard. 2 of our neighbours have mines in their backyard, one of which owns an excavator, which I haven't yet, but might see if I can bribe to see if they can actually let me have a go at unearthing one of the old shafts. But a couple of key things today, guys, is normally be never climb by yourself. I do have 3 people that I've let know my return time, which is 7:30 p.m. tonight. It's only a small shaft, probably 8 to 10 metres. And what do we know about this mine? Here's what I know. The coal seam in Hervey Bay outcropped in about 2 or 3 different areas. I believe it outcropped where they obviously first discovered it, which was in the creek and some of the riverside workings. It outcropped again near Bilby Creek Road. That's where Burgowan shafts 1, 2, 3 and 4 were sunk. And I believe it got very close, if not outcropping here, but there was some ground structures which obscured some of the outcropping. But the whole of the coal seam, it's not overly deep. A lot of the coal seams dip down to the south and they pinch. So when you do a bit of research for these coal mines, a lot of the time when they noticed the coal seam dipped too steeply and started to pinch, they had to abandon it. But this mine specifically, oh, I found another one. This mine specifically, I think I've just found another air shaft, guys. What the hell? Oh, I have found another air shaft. Far out. Is there a drive? This one's gnarly. Again, looks like it's only recently imploded. Is there a drive down there? I wonder, under my feet. Oh, guys. What I was going to say, guys, all the coal seams here. And the seam was between 1/2 metre and 2 metres. I don't think that's it just there. Very interesting though. Yeah, the coal seam that we're going to, and the majority of the coal seams here, were sandwiched between 2 different stratas for the most part. One of those stratas was called the Maryborough beds, these faulted and folded seabeds. And the other is the coal seam itself. Top layer of that, which encapsulated it, was a thin crust of sandstone, which is a lot newer than the original deposit of the Maryborough beds. And the coal seam sort of, all the fingers of coal ran between those 2 stratas, for the most part, not for all of them. The mine that we're going to, I think it got within 1 metre of outcropping to the surface. It only ran, the tunnel that they worked only ran at a run of 1 in 6. So for every 6 metres you go down the main tunnel, it's only a 1 metre fall, which means if we can get down into this coal mine today, the one mine, oh, I found another one. In terms of the rise and fall, we should be actually down, be able to work the whole tunnel. Oh, here we go, we're here. Here she goes. Now be real quiet, guys. Let's see if we can see those snakes again. All right, well, that's already a good sign. So I'm just gonna get up a rope, find a tree that's not completely dead, and jump on down there and have a look. You barely need a rope, but that overhang there, when you're looking down a mine shaft, can be really deceptive. So I'll actually probably go off this one. It's got some nice foliage. So I've got to chuck the camera away, rig it. I've got to get down there before it gets dark. Check for some, check the oxygen, see what's going on. It does look like it's had a bit of rain there recently, which is not great. I'll see you guys when we're down there. I definitely can't film that, and I do not have my helmet cam today, I'm sorry. But yeah, the tunnel's meant to go to the south, guys. It's only meant to go down at a 1 in 6 decline.
Alrighty guys, that is a wrap. Thanks so much for tuning in, and apologies for the episode ending so abruptly. We hope everyone's really well. Make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with the channel, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.